Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Dell Inspiron 7591 2-in-1. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is use a PH0 or JIS0 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. Usually I like to do this with the hinge facing away from me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove these screws. It looks like this screw actually stays attached to the cover. Not sure if the others do. These don't. If they come out, you want to make sure to keep them in order because they can be or are different size, shape, and lengths. I do that by putting the flat side down like this on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got one there. Alright. I think these corner ones are going to stay in place. Yep. Alright. Then we're going to get these two side ones down here. Okay. And then there's 4 at the bottom down there. Alright, if this video helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. These are customer computers, so keep that in mind. I don't own these, so by the time you see this video, I likely won't have the device anymore. We're going to be replacing the keyboard on here. Multiple keys on here are having problems, not working. So yeah. Alright, so this design, usually with these screws that kind of stay in place, it allows you to create a gap here as you unscrew it. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can unscrew this and get a big enough gap to work on. Not really. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be somewhat of a pain to open. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to try and grab from here. Okay, oh, that actually worked. So I'm going from here with my fingers, and we're just kind of pulling it towards ourselves and pulling up. All right, so it does take quite a bit of force. Actually, this side doesn't even want to move. So let's see. This side's not popping as well. So let's go ahead and go around this side first then. Or maybe... Okay, actually that's helping. Okay, and there we go. Alright, and then what we're going to do, we're basically going to pull the cover in this way so that the clips disengage. So I'm lifting up here and pushing down with my thumb to kind of pull these inwards. Okay, so there we go. And you can see this is coming up quite nicely. We're going to kind of wiggle this and see if we can get these clips down here to undo. Alright, those ones down there are much stronger. I guess if we just lift it up, okay, it does come out. Alright, usually I don't like just lifting it up like that because then that can cause some damage. There's quite a bit of dust in there, so we're going to use a toothbrush, clean this up, and then use an air blower to blow it out. But you can see there's a lot of dust there, there, and there, there. All dust all over inside of here. Alright, so we are going to have to replace the keyboard. It looks like there's some screws holding it in place. Alright, hopefully we won't have to remove this plastic melted stuff here. So let's go ahead and clean this up and we'll be back. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we're back. Cleaned out the dust. It looks like there was actually a liquid spill in here, so that's most likely why the keyboard is having issues. Okay. There is a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive connector here. They include the 4 screws on the side. Let me actually zoom in a bit here. We're going to be almost taking this thing completely apart, but you can see the 4 screws there for the hard drive adapter. SATA connectors right here. And let me see, where does this connect to the motherboard? I don't even see where you would connect that to the motherboard. This is for the fingerprint reader, I believe. So, not too sure how you would connect that. I don't see where else you would connect it. Well, we're going to be disconnecting everything, so we'll see if there's another place to put it. If not, maybe that does go for the fingerprint, or into here. Oh yeah, HDD1. So... it's weird that they put FP right there because the fingerprint stuff is actually right there. Okay, I don't really get what's going on with that. There's a fingerprint reader. The fingerprint reader is integrated with the power button actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and start taking apart stuff so that we can get to the keyboard. So let's see, first things first, let's get the battery out of here. Battery model number, if you're wondering, is on the battery itself right here, R8D7N. Alright, so there you go, R8D7N. Alright, let's go ahead and get the battery out. I'm going to zoom out a bit more here. Okay, and we're going to remove the 2 screws here. I switched over to a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. Okay, get that screw. There's another screw up here. Okay, then we got 1 screw all the way over here. Alright, I think that's all the screws here for the battery. Is this screw? I think this screw actually stays in place. Oh yeah, so this screw actually stays in place. This says reserved for base door. What is that? Alright, anyways, we're going to lift this up. Okay, and then it slides somewhat forward. And we're going to disconnect the battery connector here. So the way I do that, I use my fingernails at the wings of the connector, and then I kind of just wiggle it. And you can see it pops out just like that. Why is this side not? There we go. Okay, and here's the battery. So you can see they actually have a cable here that runs and plugs in there. If you get a replacement battery, it likely won't have this cable, so you are going to have to take that out. Alright, I'm going to clean this dust off, and yep, then we'll continue. Okay, so dusty under here. Okay, there you go. Cleaned it up for the most part. Set the battery aside now. Okay, so next thing, let's get the dust and stuff out of here as well. Take some long hairs in here. Okay, alright, so now that we've disconnected the battery, what we're going to do, we're going to slowly, carefully open up the laptop. And then we're going to press and hold the power button here for about 15 seconds. Alright, this is important because we're going to be disconnecting the LCD LVDS connector. And if you don't press and hold this power button, you could actually fry the backlight circuit and possibly even the screen or the cable that goes into the screen. Alright, so there we go. Clean this dust off as well. Man, there's so much dust in this laptop. Okay. Throw this off to the side here. Alright. So, clean that up. Alright. Now we're going to close the screen. If you can, it helps to kind of hold onto the hinges here as you close it on both sides. Okay, that way it has extra strength because it is missing these screws here and here. Okay, since we have the cover off. Alright. Now for the more simple stuff, there's 2 slots for DDR4 or PC4 RAM. Let's go ahead and pull this up, pull these 2 tabs over to the side, and the stick of RAM will come up like this. You can grab that, pull it out, and you can see here, this is PC4 2666V, 8 gigs. I recommend putting another 8 gig matching stick for additional performance. It's best to have 2 matching sticks so that you can run in dual channel mode. Otherwise, it just runs in single channel RAM. Alright, and then it'll actually be slower. Okay, as for the drive that it's using, it's actually using a M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD right here. Okay, we're going to take that out as well. So this is also using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. Okay, after we remove that screw, we should be able to lift it up and pull it back. Alright, so we got that out. Let's go ahead and lift this up. I don't know how this bracket is holding it on, but for some reason, this bracket is holding it down. Oh, okay, there's the second screw here. Okay, so didn't notice that one. There we go. Got both screws out. Let's see here. So this is a thermal pad, I believe, so I'm going to lift that out and remove it separately because it looks like it's holding on to the drive kind of weird. Alright, yeah, we can't, for some reason, can't just lift this out. Do I have to lift the speaker out of the way? Okay, let's get the speaker up and out of the way. So this just has little rubber pieces that help hold it. I'm going to get that out of the way, and let's see now. Can we get it now? Okay, so this has a little notch in it that has this plastic that helps hold it. So we do have to slide that out first. Alright. We'll set that aside, and then we'll now pull this SSD out. There's an Intel Optane. Man, there's dust all over on everything here. Okay, Intel Optane, and this is a 512 gig SSD Intel Optane. Okay, we're gonna set that aside for now. Alright, what else do we got to remove? I believe this is the keyboard backlight connector. I'm going to actually put the speaker back in over here for now, just so it doesn't get lost or knocked out or anything. Actually, yeah, okay. We're going to flip this latch up here to disconnect the keyboard backlight connector. Alright, just flip that up, and then you can go ahead and lift slightly and pull it back. Alright, let's actually zoom in a little bit more. Okay, we got the keyboard connector, same thing, flip this latch up. Once you flip that up, you can go ahead and pull this connector back. Alright. Touchpad, trackpad connector, flip that latch up, same thing. Go ahead and pull this back. You got the speaker connectors here. I'm gonna use my fingernails, grab both, kind of just keep wiggling and pulling this connector as you wiggle, and there we go. Disconnected. We got the wireless card here. Remove this screw, get this little, I don't know what you call this little metal bracket out, okay? And then we can go ahead and disconnect these cables. So there's this white little tape thing over for this white arrow, and then the black one is just the black wire. All right, if you want to pull the antennas out, you just go from the tail while you're holding this down and pull this straight up. All right. So let's go ahead and remove those, I guess. Alright, so same thing with this one. Just pull it up. Alright, I'm going to now pull the wireless card out. I don't know if you'll need this. I mean, you would want to check your own, but here's the model number of this wireless card. Okay, we'll set that aside. What else? We got this big connector for the I/O board here, which is for the 2 USB ports, and probably the power button. I don't know what else is under there, and the headphone jack. All right, so let's see. Do we have to remove? Oh man, we're gonna have to remove like everything from here. So, geez. Okay, let's go ahead and lift this cable up. So what you do is you just pull this up. If it doesn't come out, you might have to get underneath with like a plastic pry tool. You can see it's really tough to lift. So usually what I do is while I'm pulling it, I get my fingernail underneath the connector there and pop up one edge. Hopefully this will come up. I'm going to hold this down here just because there's no screw holding it. Wow, that's actually really tough. It still doesn't want to come out. So I'm going to pull from this side, and since there's a screw there, let's see. There we go. Okay, so we're able to pop that out. Let's go ahead and let's see, are we gonna have to remove all of this? It's gonna be a pain. Okay, we're gonna flip this latch up and we're gonna disconnect this cable. I think this is actually the LCD LVDS connector. Okay, again, you do want to disconnect the battery and then press and hold the power button 15 seconds before you mess with this cable. All right, then we got the fan connector here. We're gonna disconnect that as well. Just gonna use both my fingernails, wiggle it, and pop that out. There we go. Make sure if you're replacing the fan that you get the connector the same way. If you flip it upside down, you can fry your motherboard. Okay, let's go ahead and see what else we gotta remove here. Let's go ahead and remove this metal bracket. Actually, let me zoom out a bit because I'm running out of desk space with all these screws everywhere. And if I don't, I'm going to end up knocking everything everywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this screw here. All right, and this screw here. Okay, and let's see, can we remove this? Okay, I think it's attached to the fan. So let's go ahead and remove this screw down here holding the fan. All right, and can we lift this up now? Kind of. Something's still holding it. Is there a screw hidden under there? Okay, let's see here. What do we got here? I don't see. Actually, there's a screw hidden under there. Okay, so there's a screw hidden underneath this metal bracket, so we have to carefully peel this up and out of the way. Okay, you don't want to bend this thing, so try and slowly, carefully peel it up. There we go. And we're going to set that aside now. Then there's one screw up here. Okay, now that we got both screws out, we should be able to lift the fan up and out. There we go. Make sure not to snag these cables and damage them. Alright, so we'll move that fan out of the way. There's quite a bit of dust caught under there, so let's clean that up. Okay. Some little bits of dust here. Let's use the brush to clean this up. Okay. Use my air blower to clear it up a little bit more. Okay, now we got all these cables here. Let's see what we got. We got the two more hinge screws here, so let's go ahead and remove those two. Okay, again, hopefully you're keeping track of all these screws. It is a lot of screws. Alright, if you don't keep track of them and you mix them up, you can easily damage your computer, so it's very important that you keep track of that. Alright, looks like this is taped down, so we're going to peel up this tape. Alright, and we're going to have to move this hinge out of the way. So let's go ahead and lift this up. Hopefully there's enough room that it's not going to damage it. Okay, there we go. Okay, it looks like we can rotate this out of the way. And you want to be careful that it doesn't get snagged on anything. We're going to take this screw out here. Okay, yeah, this is a lot of screws, jeez. Okay, anything else holding this? No? Okay, if you want, you can leave this attached, but I'm gonna peel it up. Okay. CMOS battery. Okay, and then we have the fingerprint sensor stuff over here. So I'm gonna disconnect this piece, so let's flip that latch up and see if we can get this purple cable out. Okay, just like this. And can we lift this whole board out now? What's it attached to? This should come out. I don't know what's holding on to it. Okay, we have to kind of lift it at an angle like this, and then there we go. Okay, so here we go. We got this USB audio jack board out. We'll set that aside. Geez, that's a lot of screws. Okay. Looks like we're going to have to take all of this out, but we'll do that after we get the motherboard. There's also all this tape holding this stuff down. Jeez. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the motherboard out now, assuming we can. Okay. We're going to take the two screws for the hinge here out. Uh-oh. The plastic for this hinge mount is actually broken. So let's go ahead and get this one out. Might have to use some JB Weld to fix that. Alright, let's see if we can lift this up. Okay, good, we can. So I'm probably going to end up putting some JB Weld in here. Let's actually get this broken plastic stuff out. So let me hold this, and we're going to flip this and hopefully get that. Here you go. You can see all the broken plastic screw mount. Okay, I'm going to use some air to blow that out. Get the junk out of there. There's more broken plastic pieces in there, so I'm going to have to use like tweezers or something to get it. Let me try with these needle nose pliers. Okay, there's broken plastic here. Man, I can't get it. It's like trapped. There we go. Okay, more broken plastic pieces. Okay, how are we gonna do this? So, okay, this is pretty dusty too here. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna end up fixing this piece. We'll see. But this thing can just keep spinning, and let's see if I can get that excess plastic stuff off. Okay, there we go. So I'll take out the other broken plastic bits. I'm going to actually hold on to this brass piece here and then tighten it all the way so that when I put JB Weld next time it will hold. Oops, sorry, I'm going out of view of camera. we go. All right, so we'll fix that later. For now, we're gonna leave that. There's also this connector here. Maybe this is actually the LCD LVDS connector. I don't know. The other one of these two are for the touchscreen, I believe, and the camera. Anyways, let's go ahead and pop this connector off. So we're gonna lift this up. Okay, pull this connector. Again, I'm gonna get underneath to kind of help pop it out. Just like that. There we go. And there's this adhesive holding it on, so we're gonna have to peel that up. All right, and we'll just get that out of the way. Okay, we're gonna disconnect the DC jack charge port and just use my fingernails again on the wings and wiggle, and it pops out. All right, what else? We got all these screws for the motherboard. So actually, I think there's only two here holding the motherboard. So we got one there and one there. So let's go ahead and remove those two screws. Jeez, this is a lot of screws. All right, get that one and this one. Okay, and then we should be able to lift the motherboard out now. There's a bunch of tape here, so we're gonna have to get that out as well. That's holding the DC jack charge port in place. Or actually, maybe we can just remove the screw holding the charge port in place and we can just lift it all out together. Let's see. Okay, if we're lucky, we can. Let's try. Let's see if we can lift this motherboard up. All right, I'm gonna try and grab from the sides here. And let's see, can we lift this up with the charge port? Yes, we can. So we're gonna take that out and have that together as one piece. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get to the keyboard. So there's a bunch of plastic covering all the keyboard screws. Wow, this is gonna be a pain. Okay, we're gonna switch to a PH0 or JS0. If your screwdriver won't fit, you can try a 00. But anyways, let's get this out of the way. Let's see here. How are we going to get all these screws out? There's so many. Okay, so basically we're just going to go ahead and get all these screws out, and hopefully you guys are able to keep them in order. It is a lot of screws, so I don't know how that's going to work, but do what you can. All right. One there, one here. You want to make sure your screwdriver is getting the screws out, because if you strip these screws, you're going to be stuck. You're not going to be able to finish. So, yeah. All right. Then we got this one here. Yeah, this is going to take a long time. All right. Got another one over here. Another one here. All right. Then we got another one down here. That's a lot of stuff I'm gonna have to remove. What else? There's one over here. Okay, are we gonna have to unroute all the speaker cables too? That's gonna suck. I'm hoping I can leave it and then we can just lift them up all together. Okay, there's one screw down here hiding underneath the speaker cable. Okay, and we got one over here. How am I gonna get the plastic up there? Okay, I'm gonna have to use like a little needle or something to help move the things out of the way. So let's see here, what do we got? What happened to my needle? It disappeared. I put it in this thing and it fell out. That's not good. All right, well, we'll use this sim eject tool. My head's probably gonna get in the way. Let's lift this plastic up and get that screw out. Geez, so many screws. Okay, let's get this one out. Might have to zoom out more here for you guys. Okay. Another one here. All right, what else? So we got some hidden ones here somewhere. I'm guessing they're hiding some underneath these. Yep, okay. Okay, let me zoom out. And hopefully you guys will be able to figure out what screws I'm taking out just from viewing all the way over there. Okay. Another screw there. Keyboard connector is kind of taped down. Alright, so much plastic blocking the way. Okay. Alright, that looks fine. Okay. I'm going to get all these silver screws out first, and then we'll do the keyboard screws separately, because the keyboard screws go underneath, so. Alright. Jeez, that's a lot of screws. Okay, those are being held with those, so how do I get under these? Okay. That's annoying. We're gonna have to go underneath here for each one. It's more tough because they have all these plastic tabs that are on top that you kind of have to push out of the way in order to get to the screws. And how do I get to this one? It's not lifting. Okay, push it down, and then while I push it down, it forms a gap here. Hiding screws here. Shoot. Man, there's so many screws in this thing. Did I get them all out yet? Okay, let's see. Are there any more that I missed? There's this tape here. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to just take the speakers out to make it easier to work on. Or at least the cable here. So the cable goes underneath here, follows all these weird routings. Okay, then they taped it down with this. Peel up this tape here. Sorry, no, I can't zoom too far. Okay, peel that up. We're going to also peel up the wireless antenna. So the speaker cable's here. The wireless antenna is going further. Okay, peel that out. Get that out of that. Okay, at least we're going to just unroute it and move it out of the way. This speaker we can kind of now lift up. It's a little bit tricky to get the speaker out because the little post. Okay, there we go. At least we can just move it out of the way. Okay, we don't have to completely remove it. We're just getting it out of the way. Let's see here. How's this being held here? Let's unlatch the fingerprint sensor power button connector here, just in case. I don't want to accidentally tear it by trying to lift this silver piece up. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can lift this up now. Here we go. Oh, it's actually part of it. Okay. So I'm gonna lift this. Is there a hidden screw? Yes, there is. Of course there is. How do we get this out? Man, putting back all these screws is going to be a huge pain. Okay. I don't even know what's going on now. There's way too many screws here. Okay, can we lift this up? Are there more hidden screws somewhere that I'm missing? Are you serious? They're attaching it to the hard drive connector down here. I can't even get that in view anymore, but we're basically going to get the hard drive connector or hard drive caddy out. There's two screws lower down here. Can't really get them in view of the camera now, but we're going to remove those. Sorry I didn't do it earlier. Okay, then we should hopefully be able to lift this up and out. Yep, there we go. So there's the two screws I was talking about, or the screw holes. Okay, and now we can lift this. Okay, what other screws did we miss here? Okay, there's more tape here holding this antenna, so let's go ahead and get this antenna out. And unroute it from the cable management, routing, whatever thingies. Okay, get that out of the way. No, there's no hidden screw. Oh, there's one here probably. Peel that out. Holy smokes, that's way too many screws. Is there... Oh, I have to switch back to the PH0. What did I do with it? Here we go. Okay. Almost done. Are there more hidden screws? Okay, there's some adhesive or liquid spill that's holding it there. Alright, and hopefully now we can get it out. Okay, there we go. And you want to make sure that's not stuck to it. Okay, so we got this metal piece out. It looks like we can leave this connected to that fingerprint sensor. So this is the power button / fingerprint sensor. And this little board down here is actually the fingerprint controller or whatever. Okay, make sure that's in all the way, otherwise the power button is not going to work. Right, and that's the power button. You can see how it's attached there. It actually wiggles around, so you want to be careful with that. Alright, we're going to set that aside. Alright, now to remove all the black screws that are holding the keyboard in place. Alright, let's see here. How am I going to remember where each one... Are you kidding me? Okay, so we got skip, and then we got those two. This is going to be a huge pain to remember. Okay, maybe I should use a marker to somehow tell me that these are from here. I'll mark this keyboard, and then I'll just follow that with the replacement keyboard. So I'll just put some marks here. That way I know where the screws came from. Okay, there's one down here. And one down here. I think that's all of them, unless they're hiding some underneath the cable here, but hopefully not. Okay, and we're gonna have to follow these folds here. So basically it wants it to go along this white line. Okay, so I think I marked all of them, so let's go ahead and start removing all the screws. of screws, man. Hopefully you guys got good memory or a good sorting system, because that is a lot of screws. At least it's screws and not melted plastic, because a lot of models started using melted plastic. That's really annoying as well. But at least these you can put back. Alright. And hopefully the replacement keyboard is the right model, because if not, I'm going to have to put this all back and then wait for another keyboard. So okay, here. Alright, what else? We got one down here and one all the way over here. Okay, hopefully that's all of it. Let's see if we can pop the keyboard up now. Okay, see the keyboard is coming out. Good. Alright, good. No complications there. I am going to want to clean this out because that's really gross actually. So you can't see because it's zoomed out so far. Let me actually show you here. Okay, so we're going to clean that out and we'll be back. Here you can see these are the keys. These were all broken here. I think the AS and D were not working. And yeah, so let me actually get the other keyboard. I'm going to compare the two and hopefully they're the same. Okay, let me pop this thing open. They put tape on it, so it's kind of a pain to open it up. Okay. Alright, so here's the replacement keyboard. How'd they wrap this thing? Okay. Alright. So here's the replacement keyboard. We want to just make sure it looks the same, and I think it does. Usually the main one that's different is the enter key over here. That looks to be the same, so I think we should be good. Alright, so let me go clean up the area beneath the keyboard, and we should be good to start. So I'll clean that up a little bit and we'll be back. See you guys in a bit. Alright, so we cleaned this up. Let's go ahead now and put in the new keyboard. So, new keyboard here. Gonna line this up. Alright, be careful with the cables. Okay, let's get this in. It's a little bit tricky. Make sure you're not getting any cables trapped underneath. Okay. Slowly drop this in. Oh, this speaker's in the way, so I'm gonna lift that up and take it out. If we can, come on, there we go. Okay. Get that lined up, get that all lined up. There are little metal things that poke up as well, like here, okay, to help align it. I think this one as well. There we go. Alright, so we got the keyboard lined up and into place, and we're going to now use the old one with the markings that I put to help me see where the black screws came from. So, first one here. Hopefully I'm not going to mix anything up. Alright, then we skip another one. And then we got this one. Oh. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we get the next 3. Two. Jeez, this repair is going to take a long time. And the third one. This better work, because if it doesn't work, it's going to be a lot of work for nothing. Alright, so we got all of those in. Next, we got 1, 2. Okay, so we're gonna skip that one. I'm gonna go into this one. All right, and we got the next one all the way over. Oh, it kind of twists the backlight plastic stuff, but well, it is what it is. Get that one in. Right, then we'll skip one, and then we got the next 4. Jeez. I don't even know how they assemble these in the factory. It's so much work. Alright, so we got all of that in. Then we got this one next to the label. I don't know if you can peel this label up. You can try and transfer it over because there's no QR code and label there. Let me see if I can somehow peel that label off. No, I don't think so. Let me try with the plastic razor blade. Yeah, no, I can't get that off. So if you need that, that's that. All right, we're gonna leave that off. All right, then we got 2 more. We got this one here, and then the far away one. All right. Okay, so we got this one here. And then we got the one all the way off to the corner over here. So that one is the furthest one over. Somewhat hidden by all these cables, okay? All right, so there we go. All right, next thing we're gonna do, we wanna make sure to get this cable lined up right. So I'm gonna peel this off, right? And, they actually fold this upside down that way. So this one goes here. And I guess we're gonna have to stick this one down first. All right, so this cable goes there, and then it bends. That's kind of weird. They did it uneven. I'm gonna assume it's supposed to line up with this here, because they didn't line up any of the lines. So I'm assuming it's supposed to go to this line here. So let's go ahead and peel the stick adhesive stuff up out of the way. Okay. Then what we're going to do, we're just going to stick this down, going in a straight line across, okay? Just like that. And then we're going to have that fold over this way. So let's peel this off. Okay, and basically have it fold to meet this line, right? Okay, I mean, there's so much slack on this one, it's probably not so important, but I'm gonna try and get it to fold to meet flat right there. Right, like this. Okay, just like that. You'll want to check on your model how it looks so that you can have it matching. Alright, this one basically gets pulled all the way up to be lined up with this line here. So let's peel this off. Okay, peel that off. And then we're just going to pull it up to be all the way at this mem line. Okay, and just flatten that all out. Okay, there we go. Before I forget, I'm gonna put put this one screw here because this was the one I almost missed last time. I guess I did technically miss it, and then I just found it after I couldn't lift this out. So we can get that screw in first and put that tape back up. There we go. Actually, that, oh shoot, that silver metal plate is supposed to be on top, so never mind, take this screw back out. Shoot, there's so many screws here, I'm gonna get confused. Okay, let's see here. So we got all of that, and then this one folds underneath, and it ends up at the one right before the BO1, so at the A2CO2. Alright. So they actually have the line here for A2CO2, so we're going to fold it on that. Okay. So kind of want to fold it on that line and have that line up. Just like this. Okay. I'm going to fold that over that way. And we're going to undo this adhesive strip thing. Alright. Have that stay there. The A2CO2 line. And then we can go ahead and stick that down. There we go. Get these wires out of the way. Okay. So we got that stuck down. Good. And then this one just folds up, but I don't know where, so we'll leave it down like that, and we'll fold this part up later. Alright, I'm going to hold this down. How am I going to keep this flat? Because it keeps wanting to come back up on its own. Let's get this antenna wire out of the way. We need that metal plate on top to hold all of this stuff down. Okay, so we got this. This one has a little slot here that has to slide into the notch. Okay. So the right hand side has to actually slide in. Let's see, where does it go? That, and then there we go, I see it. Okay, so this is going to go like that. Then we have this notch that slides over to this. Right, and then that's like that. This needs to end up on top. These adhesive pieces need to end up on top. Okay, slowly get this over there, get these antennas out of the way. Alright, so now we should be able to get all these screws back in. So let's go ahead and put this one first. So again, that's the one I forgot last time. There we go. Can go ahead and put that adhesive back on top. Alright, now how am I going to know what goes where? This one. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to try the bottom row. Hopefully I'm not going to get confused and end up with screws that I didn't put back. So I think this one goes all the way out here. Alright. Oh, this one we have to make sure it lines up. It's not lining up right, so let me make sure that lines up right first. There we go. Okay. Alright, get that screw in. Perfect. Okay, next one. Gotta hold this plastic stuff up and out of the way. Good. Next one. Okay. Right, next one. Alright, good. Okay, next one over here. Put that tape over the top. Alright. Next one over here. Hopefully all of this is in right and being pressed down properly. Okay, lift this plastic up and get this last bottom screw in. Perfect. Okay, what else we got here? Alright, so let's go ahead and reroute these cables again. So this goes like that. This goes here, over here. Should I be putting this right now? Okay, there's this adhesive here. Make sure this goes back on. It's not covering anything, right? No? Okay. Oh, the cats are going crazy out there. Alright, let's get this in. Okay, let's get this cable back routed. Get that back in there. Put this in here. Alright, so that went in here. I think this goes below because they both went under this piece here. Then we have this speaker. Let's go ahead and get that back in. Hopefully I'm doing this in the correct order. Alright, this has all this adhesive stuff here. So this one wrapped over like that, right? Am I doing something wrong? I don't remember. Did it go underneath like this? No. Pretty sure it went on top because this taped over it. I don't know if it went this way though. I don't remember. Okay. I just know this was kind of like that. And I guess we can put that there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get all these other screws. Okay. That one there. One hidden under here. Okay. Oh shoot. Stay in place, please. Get out of the way. Sorry, I know my head's getting in the way. Okay. Tighten that down. Good. Alright. Next one. Plastic out of the way. Tighten that down. Good. Next one. Okay. That plastic up out of the way. One, two, three. Is that the fourth one? I don't know if I'm... Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. This one. Jeez, this is a pain. Alright. This big plastic piece out of the way. Get this one up. Go this one here. I'll just put in the rest of these on this side since we're almost done with this side. Plastic out of the way. Okay, last one over here. Come on, get out of the way, please. Okay. Last one in. Good. Alright, I am going to have to mix up some JB Weld to put in there before I put the motherboard back in, but we'll do that in a bit. Okay. Alright, let's see, what else do we got here? Got 1, 2, 3. Okay. This one here. Come on, get off the way, plastic. Go. Okay, next one. Oh, there's no plastic there. Okay, and the ones for the fingerprint power button here. Jeez, this plastic is so annoying. Come on. Let me try lifting from here. Alright, that works. Good. One out of the way. Good. Last one on this side. Then we got 2 here. This one. Jesus, plastic. Oh, there we go. That makes it easier. Alright, last keyboard screw. Good. Alright. Oh, I have to remember where all these screws came from. Now we got this. Okay, we got, now you can see the hard drive a little bit better because I can move this closer. Alright. I'm going to switch over to the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver for this. We're going to get 3 screws. 2 down here. Alright, and the one up here. Okay. Let's see, I have to remember where some of these screws came from because, shoot, I might have to rewatch my video if I can't figure it out. Okay, so we got all of those. Let's see what else. Okay, I need to actually use the restroom real quick, so I'll be back. Alright, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and see about getting all the rest of this back together. Okay, this one, the plastic mount is... It's actually a little bit broken on that side too, but not as bad. I don't know if I should or could reinforce that a little. Okay, let me mix up some JB Weld here, and we're gonna patch up those hinge screw mounts real quick. ahead and do that, because we don't want to do all this work to fix the keyboard and later the hinge breaks and it ends up not worth it. So let's go ahead and mix this stuff up. Okay. All right. All right. Shouldn't need a crazy amount. That's probably way too much. Okay, let me think about. That's probably already enough, like way more than enough, but okay. Set that aside. It's better to have more than enough of this than not enough and then have to mix it again later, so alright. Go ahead and clean that off. Alright, we can get the white one. Do the same thing. Is that about the same? It's hard to tell. That's about equal. Pretty close. Alright. Alright. Let's go ahead now and stir this stuff up. Alright, so we're just going to mix these two things up. I actually made way more than enough, but it is what it is. Alright. Make sure to mix it all together. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to get this stuff all around this. Okay, we're going to just fill up this piece here. And get that all around there. Okay, we're just getting this stuff to refill what broke, the plastic that broke around here. Okay. Tricky. Alright. And hopefully that's enough so that when we close it, it will just automatically fill itself. Right, but we don't want too much to overflow everywhere. So hopefully we did the right amount. We are going to have to somehow cover the charge port here so it doesn't get all covered with the JB Weld. Otherwise it's going to be almost impossible to replace next time. Okay, so now I'm going to put JB Weld on this. Actually, shoot, this is going to be a little risky as well. Just fill up this gap here. I'm going to try and fill in these gaps here that they put. Because they try and use a little bit, they try to use less plastic, and then it causes these to break easier. Put this, and hopefully that will be enough to prevent it from coming apart. I'm not gonna get any sleep today. Okay. Still have a bit left. kind of want to get it behind this, but the problem is I can't do that until get everything back together. So let's see if we can get it all back together real quick. All right, set this aside for now. Let's try and get the motherboard back in here. Again, I'm gonna have to, let me get some saran wrap there to try and cover that up a little. We'll add it to, we'll stick it around the charge port. So hopefully that'll work. Okay. All right, so we'll wait till we get this thing all together, and then we got that ready. Okay, let's get the motherboard here. Okay, so motherboard. I guess we could have just left this charge port connected here because it goes underneath, right? So how am I going to keep the JB Weld away? This goes here, and then that's gonna attach over there. Okay, I'm gonna just stick the saran wrap on top. I probably could just use some tape instead, but so I just put the saran wrap around like that. Okay, it's probably not gonna work, but we'll see. It's probably gonna get moved over. Kind of works a little bit. All right, so this we have to kind of put in at an angle. Hopefully I can get it in while I'm trying to maintain that there. Okay, and carefully lower this into place. Good. All right, I'm gonna make sure all these cables end up on top, not going underneath. Come on, get out there. There we go. All right, so we got everything good, I think. Okay, was this tape supposed to go underneath the motherboard? Oops. Okay, so this is like that, and then this, I guess this goes underneath the motherboard, so let's lift that back up and tape that underneath. Right, drop that back down. Okay, wait, where's the... Am I thinking something wrong? I'm getting something wrong here. Okay, why is this HDMI port doesn't want to sit completely flat? Did I not get it in right? Okay. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, I know one of the wide screws goes here, and the other one I think goes down here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get those screws back in. Okay, so we got this screw here, goes right there. Hopefully I'm remembering correctly. Pretty sure that's right. And this one goes here. Pretty sure that's right as well. Alright, and then we have the DC jack charge port screw up here in this corner. Okay, good. Yeah, so we are gonna want this saran wrap here to protect the charge port from getting coated. Okay, and we're gonna get this DC jack charge port connector in. We want to make sure this cable follows the routing. Right, get that lined up right and pinch the two together. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna slowly, let's lower down the hinge here. Good. Good, it's all lined up. All right, that's what we want. We're gonna get this cable. Let me actually zoom in a bit more now. Okay, we are getting everything lined up right here. Okay, so we had that. Then we have this one screw here that goes down there. Okay, it's all coming back. Okay, I have to make sure these things stay lined up because now that the hinges were moved. Okay, make sure that's nice and tight. Actually, I'm going to put some red thread locker here because I want to make sure these hinge screws, excuse me, don't come loose. Alright, so let's add some red thread locker. Good. Tighten this down into place. Alright. We're going to get this back in. Line this connector back up. Alright, and just snap it down into place. Good. You can stick this all down into place as well. Alright, hopefully that JB Weld will hold onto that screw mount well. Okay, then we got the touchpad connector here. Get that lined up. Actually, should I zoom in more? Alright. Stop shaking, please. There we go. Okay, get this lined up and into place. Perfect. Flip that latch down. Okay, we're gonna go over here to this side. Uh-oh, I'm gonna have to zoom out. I don't have enough room here to reach all of these. Okay, let's zoom out a tiny bit here. So we're gonna get the keyboard backlight connector in now. So this, it goes in at a weird angle, so I don't know if it was supposed to extend further to go underneath the speaker, but if I remember correctly, that's kind of how it was. So make sure that latches up. And we'll get this keyboard backlight cable in. Come on. Alright, you can actually hold the tab here. Okay. Hold that into place, and then flip that latch down. Good. I'm going to try and get this cable out underneath the, there we go, just like that. Right, hopefully that's good, and it will hold and stay. Let's flip that. Yeah, that should be okay because it has the wings there to help it. Okay, let's actually get the SSD in. Okay, SSD back at an angle like that. Okay, I like to pinch both like that, so that way it's not all the pressure on one side. I'm going to get the speaker back out so I can easily get this NVMe thing here. They actually show here NVMe right there on this. Okay, I don't know what T6 is for, or TG I mean. Alright, we're going to lower the SSD down on top. Okay, now that this is in place, I'm going to hold this down. How do we hold that down and do that? Okay, we're going to get this lined up. Remember, there's that plastic piece that goes notches through it. Okay, and then we're going to get that lined up and get that screw mount lined up. Good. Alright, now we can go ahead and get this screw into there. Alright, and we'll get this screw down here. Good. Let's get the speaker back in. Okay. Alright, everything's fitting nicely. Alright, oh, keyboard cable, don't forget that. Flip that latch up. Get this, I'm going to get this dust out of here. Okay, you can flip it and then grab the blue tab here. Then we'll get that lined up. Get that pushed in. Alright, looks good. And then flip that latch down with your finger, sorry. Okay, and what else we got here? So we're going to move over here. We're going to get the wireless card into place. Okay, just like that. Same thing at an angle, push the two together. go down. I'm not sure which cable is supposed to be on top, the speaker cable or the wireless antennas, but whatever. Right, line it up. The way you know it's lined up is if you try and move it out around while it's on top, it stays in place. Then you can go ahead and click that down. Is that dust? So much dirt and dust in this computer. All right, same thing with the other one. Line it up. Come on, get in here. Okay, make sure it's lined up and go ahead and click that down. Good. All right, then make sure these wireless antennas stay behind that metal part, and then we'll get this and get that in and pinch that. Okay, and these actually help hold the wireless antennas down, so that's actually good. All right, just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and get the metal bracket and get this on top. Get that in place. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on. All right, and tighten this one down as well. Try and keep it parallel to the top of the wireless card thing here. Okay. Doesn't need to be perfect, but kind of want to try and get it close to parallel. Okay, looks good. This thing, okay. Then we got this one. I'm gonna put, oops, I'm not zoomed out enough. All right, then we got this hinge. I put some JB Weld back here, okay, in there. So I'm gonna actually put some saran wrap there just to prevent it from sticking to anything. Okay. So let's see here. That. Uh-oh, it's sticking to itself. That's the only problem with saran wrap. It's so thin that it sticks all to itself. It sticks all over the place. Come on. Okay. Alright, and we'll just stick this onto that to prevent it from getting onto anything else. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and close this thing down. There we go. So this has, actually, shoot, is this board supposed to be on top or underneath? This board has to be underneath. Okay, so let's open the hinge back up again. All right, we're gonna get this board back under there. So it goes like this. Okay, good thing we put the saran wrap there. Get that all lined up. Headphone jack has to go through that. Okay. This pink cable's kind of gonna be a little bit difficult to reconnect. Okay, come on, headphone jack, get in there. Okay, get this lined up and drop it into place. Come on, why isn't it lining up right? Okay, well, the headphone jack went in. Is this thing not lined up? This piece isn't lined up, but it's not like it can move anywhere. Did I do something wrong? Or am I just, because I'm not looking at it at a right angle. Let's see here. Phone jack is in. These USB ports are having some problems going in. Oh, I see. There's this plastic latch here goes on top, huh? So we have to tilt it all the way up like this. Come on, get in there. There we go. So you have to get this edge in first because there's a little plastic latch that kind of goes over. Okay, then we can kind of get that lined up. And what's getting caught now? It's hitting something here. I have a feeling this isn't lining up right. It's hitting that for some reason. Well, let's get this back in first. Okay, why isn't it going in the way that it should? Come on. Okay, let me turn this so I can get a better view, but it's gonna end up out of camera, kind of. Oh, wait. Now I got it in for some reason. How come I couldn't do it while looking at it from that angle? So when it's out here, kind of have to wiggle and slide it a little bit. And there we go. Is that in? Yeah, it's hard to do it at that angle while I'm working at it. It's easier to stare at it from the other angle. Okay, so there we go. There was one screw hidden under there, so let's put that back. All right, get this screw back in first. Okay, nice. Let's get this hinge back down. There we go. All right, again, we're going to use some red thread locker to put in those two screws. Okay, just a little bit. Very little. Okay, get that in. All right, we're going to loosely fit that first until we get the second one in. There we go. Let's get this one in. Perfect. Okay, tighten that down. Make sure it's locked into place. Go ahead and tighten this one down. Good. All right, let's make sure to get this cable in. It's a little bit tricky with this. If you want, you can just pop this cable up as well to make it easier. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get the purple one in. You can grab the little tab there. Use that to help guide it into place. Perfect. Flip that latch down. Okay, we'll get this back on. Okay, and click that back down. Good. All right, you can go ahead and stick back down the BIOS, RTC, whatever you want to call this battery, real-time clock, CMOS. Okay. All right. Next, we're gonna get the fan here. Okay. All right. Let's actually plug this in first. We're gonna plug these cables in first. And the fan can actually just go on top, I believe. So get this lined up. Okay, flip that latch down. Get this one lined up. Make sure this paper thing isn't in there. Okay, that lined up. Click that down. Perfect. All right, and we'll get this. Make sure these cables end up in front of the fan, not behind it, or not underneath it. Okay, so I'm going to use that to help guide it. There we go. And line this up. And line that up. Okay, line that up. Oh, actually, this cable's like in the way. Get out. Okay, there we go. Okay, line that up. Looks good. That's good. Make sure to get the fan connector back in. Let's actually put the fan screws first. Wait. What's going on here? Is that for that? The big ones are for the fan? Okay. Alright. Get the fan screws in. Alright, and let's go ahead and get this fan connector lined up and pushed in. It might help to do this with like some tweezers or something, just because it's so cramped here. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Oops. There we go. Pinch the two together. Good. Fan's connected. Get this metal bracket. Actually, let's get this lined up again. Was it just taped up here? I don't even remember. I think it was taped like this, actually. Like that. Down there. Okay, then we got this. Line this one up here. And then over here, we have the 2 screws. You can stick this back on if you want. Okay, I'm going to loosely fit that first. And the second one. Go. Alright, tighten that into place. Looking good. We only have 2 screws left for the inside here. And I believe that's for the battery. Okay, this was a huge pain to work on. Alright, so now we got this. Make sure everything is intact, because once you plug the battery, you don't want anything to be loose or touching anything that can short or fry anything. Okay, if you want, you can go over with the air blower, make sure there's no random debris in there. Okay, good. All right, get the fan connector in. If you're replacing, or the battery connector, if you're replacing it, make sure you have this the right way. You don't want the connector upside down where you can see these gold pins. You want it with the completely filled side in. Okay, and this also has a little notch here that goes into this area. So you want to make sure that you get this in right. So you slide that in, because once that's in there, you can't lift it up. All right, then we're going to get this here. Line that up. Make sure you get the battery in, the battery connector in straight. You don't want it to go crooked and then end up bending pins, okay? So make sure it's in straight. And then we're going to pinch the outer bit of the plastic with that and plug it in. There we go. That's good. We're going to get these two, or this screw in first. Okay. And then we got the 2 screws here. I don't know why it says reserved for base door. I don't know what that means. Alright, anyways, we got those 2. I think some models, the screws actually go through. Okay, so there we go. We got all of that in. Now we just got to put the bottom cover back on. Okay, bottom cover back on. Stop shaking, please. So we just got to get the bottom cover back on, and then we should be good to go. We'll power it up. Since the CMOS BIOS battery did get disconnected, we're likely going to have to plug it in to power it on, but we'll find out. All right, we're going to get the bottom clips here first, or I guess the front clips, and then just work our way around all the way up here and clip everything in. All right. Let's go ahead and get these screws in. Oh, we have to switch back over these PH0, JAS0 screws. Okay. And we're going to tighten these back in. And that's pretty much it. You're welcome to stay as I put all the screws back in. But we are good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair these devices as well. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Again, these are customer computers. Keep that in mind. So by the time you see this video, I likely won't have this computer anymore. Alright, so hopefully this tutorial will be enough to help you with anything you need. If there's anything in this video that isn't answered, hopefully you can help out by doing a little Googling and then let others in the comment section know. the answer that you find. That way everyone can benefit from it. I'm only one person doing all these videos, so I'm not able to kind of research every laptop thoroughly. So please keep that in mind and consider helping out if you have any questions that I didn't answer. Hopefully you'll be able to find a solution or answer to that online and help everyone else out. All right, so almost done. My phone battery's almost dead, so good thing, because I'm using that to record the video. But yeah, all right, so we got all the screws back in. Let's go ahead and power it up, or see if it'll power it up, because I might have to plug it in. But let's go ahead and see. Open this up. Power button. I do see the keyboard lighting up. That's a good sign. The button doesn't feel clicky or anything though. All right. The fan's making noise. Since the CMOS BIOS battery was disconnected, it's likely going to start up and shut down multiple times. I think I pushed the button to turn it off, so let me turn it back on. All right. So we'll see. Usually after doing like any complete disassembly hardware changes like that, it's going to power cycle a few times to reset, and then the date and time is going to need to be set up again. All right. This thing is so dusty, man. All right. It just power cycled the keyboard LED, so hopefully it's going to start back up. Yep, the keyboard light came back on its own. Caps lock light is on as well. Okay, there we go. Dell logo's on. And it says time of day is not set. I know that because that's what happens when you disconnect the BIOS battery. All right, so I don't know what the date and time is right now. Let me check here real quick. 3:25 a.m. Oh shoot, February 19th. Okay, 3:25 a.m. February 19th. Where can I check the date and time here? System configuration. Here we go. So oops. Can I just type it in? Okay. 3:25. It's probably 3:26 now. Yep. 3:26. Why isn't it letting me type? Come on. 26. We'll do like 30 seconds or something. It can sync itself later. Okay, 12-hour clock, AM, 3:26 a.m. And it is February, what is it, 19th? Yep, February 19th, 2022. Okay, and we're just going to apply those changes. Okay, and then hopefully, oh, and then exit. And it should boot now. I'm going to have to just check the alphabet. Some of their stuff is still screwed up there. Well, that's from their palm rest assembly, so I can't do anything about that. We're going to let it boot up. All right. Oh, battery's critically low. I guess we'll just continue. I'll have to charge up the battery for them later. But yeah, you can see the computer's booting up. It's starting. Should be good to go. All right. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you all in the next one. All right. Let me put away the JB Weld stuff. Oh, I forgot to use the rest of the JB Weld. I guess it's trash now, or can't really use that for anything now. So I'm just gonna clean that off and toss it away. It's too thick now. I think I left it too long anyways, so. All right. Yeah, it's too thick now. All right. And their computer booted. They actually have Windows 11 on here. So the A key worked. That's all I wanted to know. They weren't having any luck with that before, so I think we are good. All right, thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.